What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another Four Corners video for today's 10-game MLB main slate, courtesy of Osmo.com. Now, it looks like another hitting forward slate, as we're going to see a lot in these hot summer months. So if you want to win a free month of an Osmo Plus membership right now, like this video, comment your double dong pick down below. We had a bunch of people who were correct with their picks yesterday, so I'll announce the winner of our giveaway from yesterday's video a little bit later on. But right now, like this video and comment your double dong pick down below if you want a chance to win today's giveaway of an Osmo Plus premium membership. But now onto our first corner on today's slate, the top pitching, and Wade LeBlanc going against Baltimore should be the top owned guy on DK and Yahoo. LeBlanc gets 4.1 implied runs against him and is expected to have 37% on DraftKings to be the #1 owned guy, and Yahoo with 31%. LeBlanc is not good by any definition of the word, with the 11.2 hits per nine he allows, along with a 5% home run rate and just 6.8 Ks per nine. But the spot versus Baltimore's projected lineup that has a 30% K rate at LeBlanc's price makes him viable for tournaments. LeBlanc is never a guy I would be excited to have as a chalk play, so I'll be probably under the field with him today. I think the spot here does look like a decent one, just one that'd be better for a pitcher who's much better than Wade LeBlanc. And in the same game, we should see some ownership for Dylan Bundy at Seattle. He gets 4.9 applied runs against him, and he's going to be #1 owned on FanDuel with 21%, while he'll be #2 on DraftKings with 28%, and #3 on Yahoo with 22% ownership. Bundy's 9.4 Ks per nine and his 13.3% swing strike rate looks solid versus a Seattle projected lineup that has a 24.4% K rate. But with some dangerous hitters like Dan Vogelbach, Omar Narvaez, and his fellow catcher Tom Murphy across from him, could be a tough spot for Dylan Bundy overall. I don't mind Bundy because the strikeout stuff has been there, and there have been strikeouts in Seattle's lineup, but I do think there is some danger going against him, and I'll probably have some leverage stacks if Bundy is going to be that highly owned. And Eric Fedde going against Philadelphia should also have some ownership today. Fedde gets 5 implied runs against him, and he has decent ownership expected on mostly the SP2 sites. Fedde's 5.2 Ks per nine in 2019 are a slate low, so his ability to limit damage with a 1.3 whip doesn't seem worth much exposure, especially going against the Philadelphia projected lineup with 7 hitters over a 99 WRC+. I'll talk more about Philly in a second, but I really don't see it today for Fedde. I'm willing to fade his ownership entirely today, even though he is low priced and that does offer some theoretical value. Onto our next corner, the top stacks, and an Angel stack going against Clayton Richard should be popular today. The Angels get 5.6 implied runs for them, and they look strong again, with Richard allowing 43% hard contact and 10.1 hits per nine, with just 5.3 strikeouts per nine against an Angels team who already doesn't strike out very much. The Angels have mostly obliterated Toronto pitchers this series, so the spot seems solid with Mike Trout's recent hot streak and some likely value righty hitters as well, as Kevin Smith and Wilfredo Tovar are expected to be in the lineup today. Richard isn't quite Edwin Jackson bad, but he's likely to give up some production. I think I would favor mini stacks overall because some of the matchups here versus a lefty pitcher aren't the best for the Angels, but I think it is a good spot overall to have these guys, and I'm really worried about missing out another big day for Mike Trout. A Houston stack versus Chad Green should also find some ownership today with 4.5 implied runs for them. There's heavy ownership expected for Houston due to their decreased prices, with the opener Chad Green allowing 12.7 hits per nine so far in 2019. At the same time, Green has also struck out 12 guys per nine with a 14.1% swing strike rate, and with the New York bullpen also solid with a 10.2 K per nine and 1.3 whip numbers for them, it may not be as good of a spot as the chalk would indicate. I don't mind the prices for Houston, but I think I'd be more inclined for a mini stack of a few of these guys. I'm really not dying to get a full stack here because I think the Yankees can limit production pretty well. And despite the ownership on Eric Fedde, a Philly stack versus Eric Fedde should also be popular today. Philly gets 5 implied runs, and they project to be highly owned despite a lot of ownership for Fedde on the SP2 sites. Scott Kingery with an 86 WRC+ versus right-hand pitching is the weakest hitter in the projected line for Philly, with a 110 WRC+ excluding the pitcher. So in a positive hitting park, the stack seems more appealing than Fedde to me by a decent margin. I like Philly today, and there's one hitter I'll talk about later in the video who I like the most, but it's a good stack to go to today, I think, especially to get leverage on that Fedde ownership that's expected right now. Now onto the lower owned options on today's slate, and Zach Gallen going against St. Louis is one that jumps out. He gets 4.7 implied runs against him, but Gallen has racked up 11 Ks per nine in AAA this year, and he projects as a solid value in a park that inhibits hitting. It's not a perfect debut spot, with St. Louis bringing a 22.2% K rate versus right-hand pitching that would be under league average, but given some chalky bad pitchers expected today, Gallen's strikeout upside could result in a strong tournament spot. With a lot of highly owned, pretty bad pitchers who don't offer much strikeout upside, Gallen could get there. I think he's an interesting tournament pivot to a lot of these guys we talked about so far. Minnesota stack versus Glenn Sparkman also interests me today with 5.8 implied runs for them, which is a slate high. Warm weather in Kansas City plus Sparkman's brutal 5.1 Ks per nine and 9.5 hits per nine allowed could pay big dividends for Minnesota on the road. The high prices and Minnesota's recent struggles at home could keep people off the scent, despite Minnesota's projected lineup bringing a 225 ISO versus right-hand pitching. Minnesota's park has inhibited production on the year, but Kansas City's has not, so in a warm weather day, I think it's a nice spot to go to Minnesota on the hopes that people aren't getting there because they really haven't been doing much as a stack lately. Frankie Montas versus Tampa Bay is also a bit interesting with 3.6 implied runs against him. Montas continues to be solid with 9.7 Ks per nine and only a 1.2 whip allowed, and now he's also in a positive pitching park, so everything seems aligned for Montas at a decent price given the upside he's shown. Tampa Bay has scary hitters with the projected lineups 194 ISO and 115 WRC+, WRC+, but Montas could benefit from its 24.3% K rate with him over 9 strikeouts in his last 3 games. Tampa Bay's lineup does scare me, but Montas has a lot of upside. He's shown it over and over again. I like the spot for him at decent ownership. And a Milwaukee stack versus Tanner Roark also interests me with 5.1 implied runs for them. Roark struggles versus lefties with 1.5 whip and 9.9 hits per 9 allowed. Now he's in a park that enables lefty power heavily. 5 Milwaukee hitters in Christian Yelich, Mike Moustakas, Yasmani Grandal, Eric Thames, and Travis Shaw all have over a 246 ISO versus right-hand pitching. So with many stacks looking likely to have some ownership, a full stack could be a strong tournament pivot with a lot of power upside. Milwaukee's always an interesting stack when they're lower owned. I think the spot here is a strong one for them going against Roark, who seems due to give up some more production than he has so far this year. Now onto our last corner, the one-offs, and Christian Yelich versus Tanner Roark is one I like a lot. Yelich's 336 batting average and 318 ISO versus right-hand pitching with a boost to lefty power at home at Milwaukee could pay off big if Roark yields his usual production to lefties. Mike Trout should be highly owned today, and I like him a lot, but I think Christian Yelich could be an interesting pivot today at much less ownership. Jorge Polanco versus Glenn Sparkman also interests me today. Polanco has a 323 batting average and 147 WRC+, while Sparkman gives up even more to lefty hitters with a 1.7 whip and 44% hard contact allowed. Polanco brings some steal and extra base upside to this spot, and I think it's a good one for him going against Glenn Sparkman. And Bryce Harper versus Eric Fedde is the last one-off I like quite a bit. Fedde allows more production to lefties with a 1.7 whip and a 3.7% home run rate, so without much strikeout ability, Harper's 233 ISO and 126 WRC+ could pay off. Harper's main struggle is striking out a lot. He doesn't really seem to care much about making contact sometimes, but the spot versus Fedde, a guy who can't get strikeouts, seems like an ideal situation to go to Harper. So there we have it. Those are my thoughts on today's slate. So right now, if you want to win that free month of an Awesemo Plus membership, just like this video, comment your double dong pick below, the guy you think is going to hit 2 home runs today. If you are correct, you can join all the winners that we're going to talk about right now. So yesterday we had Mike Trout, Jason Kipnis, Wilson Contreras, Rowdy Tellez, and Chris Taylor all hitting double dongs, but here are the guesses that were correct from yesterday. You can see a lot of Mike Trout here. One guy got Chris Taylor, so good job by all these guys. Good job Jim Mayer, who's been here a bunch of times in the last week, Miz and Nico McCoy, Willie Walls, Daniel McIsaac, and Eric Hale, as well as Dustin Fenimore. All you guys were correct with your double dong picks, so good job. So as I always do when we have multiple people who guessed the double dong correctly, I ran it through a random Excel generator based upon how many comments you guys have left on the Four Corners videos within the last week, and the winner is Dustin Fenimore, so congratulations to him. Email me, chris@awesemo.com, to claim your free month of an Awesemo Plus premium membership. If you want to join the winner circle along Dustin and all these other people, you can do that right now by liking this video and commenting your double dong pick down below. But if you don't want to be subject to the whims of my Excel spreadsheet generator, use that promo code SWITCHANDHEDGE for half off the first month or week of any Awesemo Plus membership. Get all the ownership projections, the rankings, the deep dive column, the lineup builder, the top stacks tool, a million different things that'll help you make better MLB DFS lineups. So use that promo code SWITCHANDHEDGE right now for half off your first month or week. I'll be back later today for my last live before lock of the week, so subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when I go live. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I'm there for you guys every single day, replying to tweets, putting out some stuff, so go check me out on both those platforms. I'll be back tomorrow with another Four Corners video, so thanks for watching, guys. Like the video, comment your double dong pick, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck.